we shall never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places. But because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star.
The WNBA can't seem to escape chaos, especially when it revolves around Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese's ad campaign during All-Star Weekend wasn't just marketing. It felt like a challenge. Billboards in Indiana, Clark's territory, boldly declared Reese's presence. But the moment she stepped into that spotlight, it was clear the audience wasn't there for her. The lights had dimmed, the crowd had moved on, and the vibe...
You only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that on. Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't none to be.
She wasn't there to shine. She was hoping to catch Caitlin's reflected glow. Clip 2. Reese's Walk in Your Trap. Take Over Your Trap campaign in Clark's home city was meant to show power, but fans weren't impressed. The message was loud but empty. Caitlin Clark has never claimed to be part of that world. The attempt to associate her with it felt forced, off-brand, and disrespectful. Angel's attempt at claiming territory in Clark's absence didn't read bold. It read desperate, like trying to win a battle when the opponent isn't even present.
The Angel Reese signature shoe. Here it gives you the power of the rebound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see. The Angel Reese rebound. Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot. She'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang! I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again.
All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Reese's breakout. She had the Reebok shoe launch ready, the city covered in her ads, and the spotlight aimed directly at her. But everything hinged on one thing, Caitlin Clark showing up. Reese's team banked on Clark drawing millions of eyes, and then soaking up that attention herself. But Clark got injured, and when she didn't take the court, the entire energy of the weekend fell flat. Reese had the platform, but none of the presence.
Debut, it's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play, or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the law.
Reese's plan was flawed from the start. Instead of building her brand through her own appeal, she chose to orbit Caitlin Clark. She didn't try to outshine or compete with her. She tried to benefit from just existing in her shadow. But when Clark sat out with injury, the audience stopped caring. Without Caitlin's magnetism, Reese's campaign lacked gravity. Her ads didn't create a moment. They highlighted her dependency.
Very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most ref.
The viewership told the real story. In 2024, with Caitlin Clark on the court, the WNBA All-Star Game drew 3.44 million viewers, a record. In 2025, without her, that number plummeted to 2.19 million, a 36% drop, and it happened in her backyard. Even ticket prices dropped from $121 to $64. Reese's campaign was in full swing, but fans didn't respond. The difference wasn't subtle, it was seismic. Clark's absence was the main character.
And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment, and that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
Reese's I'm in your city billboards and flashy Instagram posts painted a picture of dominance. But it was all noise. Social media erupted, not in support, but in mockery. Tweets joked there were more photographers and fans at her shoe launch. Others pointed out she couldn't move shoes without Clark. And the worst part? They weren't wrong. This wasn't a win. It was a failed coup, a coronation without a crowd.
So the WNBA's All-Star game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only could draw that. So, and this is with all the stars.
Caitlin Clark's Nike Kobe drop sold out in under 60 seconds. Prices on resale crossed $600. Fans were rabid for it. Not because of billboards, but because of loyalty. Reese tried to imitate that with a Reebok deal, but fans didn't bite. Her shoes launched. The ads rolled out. But the buzz? Barely a whisper. Caitlin's brand is earned through game-winning shots, emotional interviews, and authenticity. Reese's campaign felt like it skipped the work.
Star game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up, and you need to have a talk with your players in the league.
Behind the scenes, even Reebok knew the problem. In a Netflix docuseries, Shaquille O'Neal admitted Reese needed to be suited up in Reebok gear only when playing Caitlin Clark. Translation? Her relevance peaks when Clark is present. That's a brutal truth. Even her own brand strategy admitted she couldn't carry the spotlight alone. The marketing wasn't about elevating Reese. It was about borrowing Caitlin's light.
Angel Reese All-Star Weekend Edition! How about it? Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more. Bang! Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like. Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star game? You're telling me you have a social life? What? What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going. Butter pecan! Bang!
After the weekend flopped, Reese posted a passive-aggressive message. Shout out to the players. Back to regularly scheduled programming. Capital letters on players felt like a jab at the fans, the very ones who had been kind to her all weekend. Combine that with a $1,000 shoe launch and muted reception, and it was clear. This wasn't the takeover she envisioned. The fans weren't with her. They were waiting for Clark.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as me-bounds. Rebounds. You be stat padding. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me?
In the end, Angel Reese's All-Star Weekend was a lesson in what real star power looks like. Clark doesn't need a slogan or a billboard. Her presence sells tickets, spikes viewership, and moves products. Reese tried to replicate that, but failed to build a foundation first. Star power isn't something you put on, it's something you earn. And while Reese tried to seize the moment, the weekend proved one thing. There's only one Caitlin Clark.
Stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese. Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
Let's take a step